Imagine this. One moment, you're sipping coffee, scrolling through your phone, and the next, the world is in complete chaos. Everything you've ever known, every meme you've laughed at, every series you promised yourself you'd finish gone. Our planet has weathered billions of years of catastrophic events, from asteroid collisions to continental breakups, but at some point, Earth's luck is bound to run out. What would be the ultimate demise of our world? Could we get sucked into an endless cosmic void? Might a second sun suddenly appear and toast us to a crisp? Or is doom lurking just beneath our feet, waiting to explode? We've narrowed it down to 7 apocalyptic scenarios that could erase humanity and possibly even Earth itself. So buckle up and brace for impact. Number 7. The asteroid that could unleash a hypercane. A hypercane wouldn't just be a storm, it would be an extinction-level catastrophe. The impact of a massive asteroid slamming into the ocean would instantly vaporize millions of tons of water, sending shockwaves across the planet. The resulting hypercane would have winds exceeding 800 kilometers per hour, 500 miles per hour, strong enough to shred skyscrapers like paper and launch debris into the stratosphere. Entire cities would be wiped off the map in minutes, while the storm surge would drown anything in its path. But the destruction wouldn't end there. The extreme updrafts would inject vast amounts of water vapor into the upper atmosphere, destabilizing global weather patterns and wreaking havoc on the climate for years. The ozone layer would be torn apart, exposing the planet to deadly ultraviolet radiation that could sterilize entire ecosystems. Crops would fail, leading to mass starvation, and marine life would be devastated by the sudden oceanic temperature shifts. The sheer amount of dust and debris kicked into the air could trigger a prolonged period of darkness, plunging Earth into a temporary ice age. In the worst-case scenario, this storm wouldn't just change the planet, it could spell the end of civilization as we know it. Number 6. Jupiter becomes a second sun. Jupiter, the big guy of our solar system, is basically a failed star. It has all the same elements as the Sun, just not enough mass to ignite. But let's say it somehow gained 1,000 times its current mass, because why not? Boom, Jupiter transforms into a star. Suddenly, Earth is trapped between 2 flaming celestial bodies, and let's be real, sunscreen isn't going to cut it. The extreme heat could either pull Earth closer, frying everything to a crisp, or, even worse, it could kick us out of the solar system entirely. Yep, we've become a rogue planet, floating aimlessly through the galaxy in complete darkness. No sunlight, no warmth, just an icy, lifeless rock drifting into the abyss. Sounds fun, right? Even if Earth somehow survived, our entire ecosystem would collapse, leaving only the most extreme bacteria clinging to life. And let's be honest, no Wi-Fi means no survival for most of us anyway. Number 5. The sun decides it's time to retire. We love the sun, it gives us warmth, light, and the ability to get sunburned in 10 minutes. But it's burning 600 million tons of hydrogen every second, and eventually, it's going to run out of fuel. When that happens, the sun will expand into a red giant, swallowing Mercury, Venus, and you guessed it, Earth. Oceans, gone. Atmosphere, evaporated. The surface, melted like butter on a hot pan. At best, our planet turns into a charred husk orbiting a dying star. At worst, we get fully engulfed and become nothing more than an afterthought in the sun's retirement party. And if that wasn't bad enough, the sun's final collapse into a white dwarf would send shockwaves through the remaining solar system, possibly disrupting planets and sending debris flying. The good news: none of us will be around to worry about it. The bad news? Well, everything else. Number 4. Earth falls into a black hole. Black holes are the mystery boxes of the universe, only instead of cool surprises, they contain nothing but pure destruction. If a black hole were to suddenly appear near Earth, its gravitational pull would stretch our planet like spaghetti. Yes, spaghettification is a real scientific term, and no, it's not as fun as it sounds. First, violent earthquakes would shatter the land, volcanic eruptions would spew molten doom, and then, every molecule of our planet would get pulled into an infinitely dense point. On the bright side, you might get an incredible selfie before everything collapses into oblivion. But that selfie wouldn't last long because time itself would slow down as you approach the event horizon. Even light wouldn't be able to escape, meaning our planet's history, civilization, and every memory ever created would be erased from existence. And the worst part? No one outside the black hole would ever know what happened, as information would be lost forever in the cosmic abyss. Number 3. Every volcano on Earth blows up at the same time. Right now, about 20 volcanoes are erupting somewhere on Earth. But what if they all went off at once? The world would instantly be blanketed in deadly ash and poisonous gases, making breathing optional. The lava would be hot enough to cook entire cities, and the explosion could tilt the Earth's axis, causing global climate shifts. The ash would eventually block out the sun, sending Earth into an ice age. If the heat didn't get you, the cold definitely would. Entire ecosystems would collapse as plant life withered away without sunlight, leading to mass extinctions across land and sea. The planet's atmosphere would turn into a toxic soup, making survival nearly impossible for any complex life forms. And if that wasn't bad enough, a volcanic winter could last for decades, leaving humanity with one grim reality: finding a way to survive in an apocalyptic wasteland. Number 2. Earth spins out of control. Earth rotates once every 24 hours, keeping everything running smoothly. But what if we cranked up the speed? If we doubled Earth's rotation, coastal cities would be underwater as ocean water rushes toward the equator. If we tripled the speed, you'd feel like you just got off the world's worst roller coaster. Push it even further, and at 7,886 meters per second, gravity would fail to hold you down, meaning you just fly into space. And if Earth reached the speed of light, time would freeze completely. You'd be trapped in an eternal moment forever. So hopefully it's a good one. But that's not all. Increased rotation would also wreak havoc on the planet's weather systems, creating endless superstorms and making hurricanes look like gentle breezes. The centrifugal force could stretch Earth into an oblong shape, causing earthquakes and volcanic eruptions on an unimaginable scale. In short, a faster spinning Earth wouldn't just throw you off, it would tear the entire planet apart. Number 1. The first Category 6 hurricane wipes out New York. A Category 5 hurricane is already devastating, with winds over 250 km per hour, 155 miles per hour. But with climate change heating the oceans, we may soon witness the birth of Category 6 hurricanes, with winds of 300 km per hour, 186 miles per hour, or more. Picture this. A megastorm forms in the Caribbean, rapidly growing stronger. It smashes into Jamaica and Cuba before charging straight toward New York. Storm surges over 8 meters, 26 feet, high flood the streets. Subways become underground rivers, and skyscrapers sway like palm trees. Millions would be left in darkness, emergency services would collapse, and New York City would be practically unrecognizable. The aftermath? A flooded, devastated wasteland. And the damage wouldn't stop there. Rising sea levels and repeated superstorms could permanently submerge parts of Manhattan, turning once bustling districts into ghostly underwater ruins. The economic toll would be astronomical, plunging global markets into chaos and leaving millions displaced. In the end, New York might not just rebuild it, might have to move inland to survive. And that, folks, is how Earth might punch its ticket to oblivion. But hey, at least we won't have to worry about Monday mornings anymore, right? If you don't want to face the apocalypse unprepared, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and ring that bell, because trust me, you'd rather be binge-watching our channel than floating through space as a human popsicle. Drop a comment on which doomsday scenario freaked you out the most, because misery loves company.